I call to order the May 7th, 2019 meeting of the Saline County Board of Commissioners. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Shadwick.
Here.
Commissioner Sparks.
Here.
Commissioner Vidrickson.
Here.
Commissioner Weiss.
Here.
Commissioner White.
Here.
I ask that you please stand and join me in a flag salute followed by a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We now move to the public forum where citizens may speak on county government, usually limited to 3 minutes, and items that are not on today's agenda.
Norman Mantle, excuse me, Norman Mantle Salina. Piece in the Salina paper here about how much it's going to cost to clean up Shilling. But my concern is, what are they doing with this concrete that you're tearing up on these streets? We're depositing it in a landfill area out in the county. This concrete has hazardous chemicals in it. And so I would hope that the county would be kind of looking at this because it's going to cause health problems. This is causing problems out in Denver. When they tore up the Stapleton International Airport, they're crushing that concrete and using it for fill. And now when it rains, it's leaching these chemicals down in the groundwater. But I think it's being deposited or put in a landfill out on West North Street. So I would hope the county would look at this a little bit, make sure that the proper permits are in place. Is this landfill, has got a rubber lining underneath it to contain these chemicals? I can go on and on, but that's just what I wanted to bring up to you. And another thing is, when you take actions, it causes opposite and equal reactions. If you do something for the people over here in this part of the county, and you don't do it for these people over here, now you've caused a conflict. So I would ask that you look at this a little harder when you're doing some of these issues. Thanks.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to address the commission? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to the commission for regular business. Item number 1.
Approve agenda for public forum as presented.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve the agenda for the public forum as presented.
Second the motion.
Been moved and seconded that we approve today's agenda for the public forum. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion does carry. Item number 2.
Approval of county commission minutes for April 23rd, 2019.
Mr. Chairman, I move we accept the county commission minutes of April 23rd, 2019 as presented.
Second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded that we accept the county commission minutes of April the 23rd, 2019. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion does carry. Item number 3.
National Police Week and Peace Officers Memorial Day Proclamation. Deputy Cody Trower, Sheriff's Office.
Good morning, Cody.
Proclamation declaring May 15th, 2019 as Peace Officers Memorial Day and May 12th through May 18th, 2019 as National Police Week. Whereas the Congress and President of the United States have designated May 15th as Peace Officers Memorial Day and the week in which May 15th falls as National Police Week. Whereas the members of law enforcement agency of Saline County Sheriff's Office play an essential role in safeguarding the rights and freedoms of Saline County. And whereas it is important that all citizens know and understand the duties, responsibilities, hazards, and sacrifices of their law enforcement agency, and members of our law enforcement agency recognize their duty to the people by safeguarding life and property, by protecting them against violence and disorder, and by protecting the innocent against deception and the weak against oppression. Whereas the men and women of Saline County Sheriff's Office unceasingly provide a vital public service. Now, therefore, the Board of County Commissioners, Saline County, Kansas, call upon all citizens of Saline County and upon all patriotic and civic and educational organizations to observe the week of May 12th through May 18th, 2019, as Police Week with appropriate ceremonies and observances, in which all our people may join in commemorating law enforcement officers, past and present, who by their faithful and loyal devotion to their responsibilities have rendered a dedicated service to their communities, and in doing so have established for themselves an enviable and enduring reputation for preserving the rights and security of all citizens. Now, therefore, the Board of County Commissioners, Saline County, Kansas, further call upon all citizens of Saline County to observe Wednesday, May 15th, 2019, as Peace Officers Memorial Day in honor of those law enforcement officers who, through their courageous deeds, have made the ultimate sacrifice in service to their community or have become disabled in the performance of duty. And let us recognize and pay respect to the survivors of our fallen heroes.
Cody, do you have any other activities planned this week? Are there any associated with this proclamation, the Peace Officers Memorial Day, Police Week?
None that I know of.
None that you know of? All right, comments, questions from commissioners? We do have a proclamation for you. It's not signed just yet, so if you'll hang around till after the meeting, we'll get that done for you. So thank you for your service in serving Saline County and the city of Salina and the area. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Move on to item number 4.
RFA number 143-19, Resolution 19-2270, Planning Commission Board of Reappointment. Tim Hamilton, Dickinson County Planning and Zoning Administrator.
Morning, Tim.
Good morning. This is a request for action for a reappointment of Leslie Burnt. His appointment, or his previous appointment, expired in March 31st of this year. The Planning and Zoning Department is responsible for 2 citizen boards: the Planning Commission, which handles general development projects, and the Board of Zoning Appeals, which handles requests for relief from zoning and subdivision regulation. The Planning Commission currently consists of Paul Fennell, Robert Merriman, Leslie Burnt, Kent Stromberg, Brett Ferguson, Michael Troe, Darius Mayman, Dwayne Flaherty, and 1 vacant spot. The term of service for Mr. Leslie Burnt expired on March 31st of this year, leaving a total of 1 vacancy on the Planning Commission. This member may be reappointed for a 3rd term ending in 2022. If Mr. Burnt is reappointed, the Planning Commission will retain enough members to continue operating and will have an appropriate balance consisting of the majority of unincorporated residents over incorporated residents. There will remain 1 open seat which may be filled at the pleasure of the County Commission. Considerations and requirements for appointment of to the Planning Commission are the Planning Commission shall consist of not less than 5 or more than 9 members. The majority of commissioners must reside in unincorporated Saline County. Alternatives for action is to either reappoint or deny the reappointment, and staff is recommending approval of the reappointment.
I know that Mr. Barrett has served on that Planning Commission for a number of years now and has done a good job. He's been the chairman, I think, for at least the last 2, if not 3 or 4 years. So I agree that he should be reappointed. So other comments from commissioners?
Nope.
Is there any public comment? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to the commission for action.
Mr. Chairman, I move we adopt Resolution 19-2270 and reappoint Leslie Burnt to the Saline County Planning Commission for a 3-year term.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve RFA 143-19, Resolution 19-2270, Planning Commission Board reappointment of Leslie Barrett. Further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion does carry. Item number 5.
RFA number 144-19, Farm Lease Contract Extensions. Andrew Manley, County Administrator.
Good morning, Andrew.
Morning, Mr. Chair. In July 1991, Saline County was granted ownership of approximately 1,100 acres willed to it by Oliver Hagg 1,100 acres is comprised of 4 sections of land, all currently leased separately. These leases will expire on February 28, 2020. At the discretion of the commission, Saline County may choose to extend any or all leases that it believes to be in the best interest of Saline County. This has been confirmed with our county councilor. Saline County reached out to the 4 leaseholders to gauge their interest in renewals. 3 of the leaseholders wish to extend their leases for another 3-year term, and 1 has declined. The 3 leases and the descriptions are below for the commission's consideration. Lease number 1 is with Mike Jensen near the Walnut Township. There's 266 acres, and that lease would be renewed for $75.54. Lease number 2 is with Richard LeClaire, Liberty Township. It's a pasture, 310 acres at $34.80 an acre. And the last one is lease number 3, David Olson, Walnut Township. It is farm ground, 415 acres at $72.79 an acre. A map is also included to show you where these grounds are. Alternatives for action, renew the leases for another 3-year term to expire February 28th, 2023. Deny the lease renewals and put them out for bid or other alternatives. Staff is recommending approving the 3 lease renewals as presented. The 3 current tenants are excellent and are responsible with the land. Staff does not believe a competitive bid process will procure an increase in price per acre and may introduce the risk of having a poor tenant. At this time, there is no budget impact. This revenue source is already in place. Extension would maintain the existing budget source.
The prices that are on here, 75, 34, 72 on the 3, that is an extension of the price that they paid, 2 years ago or 3 years ago?
I believe it's been in place for quite some time, about 7 years. It's quite a while.
And we have done our due diligence as far as today's market pricing and so forth.
Absolutely, these prices are very good.
Okay. Comments from commissioners?
The one parcel that,
Put your microphone down.
sorry, the one parcel, the 4th one, that goes back out for bid then in March?
It will. We'll go out to bid soon to get ready for that.
Further comments? Public comment?
Norman Mount Salina. Those lease prices for that prime farm ground is cheap. You can lease that prime farm ground for $100 an acre.
Is that a bid offer from you?
I said you could. I didn't say I was interested, so it should be put out for the bread process, because that's cheap, guys. That land's worth more than that an acre, because that's good ground.
Any further comments? Bring it back to the commission for further comments or action.
Mr. Chairman, I move we renew the current leases listed in RFA 144-19 for another 3-year term as requested.
Second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve RFA 144-19 farm lease contract extensions. Further comments, questions? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. That brings us to the end of the today's agenda. Is there any other business to be brought before the commission or announcements?
Mr.
I
Chairman.
will say that I did attend the Kansas County Commissioners Association meeting last week for 2 days in Junction City. It was a very informative meeting and a lot of information, and it was one of the best meetings that I've been to since I've been a commissioner. So I was happy to represent Saline County doing that. Following the conclusion of this meeting today, we will be going into a second meeting, which will include a budget review presented by Andrew, and we're going to dive headlong into our budget, so invite all the crowd to come over and watch the second meeting. So that having been said, I will take a motion for...
Mr. Chair, as a house cleaning item, I think item number 3, we do need to, the commission needs to declare as the Peace Officers Memorial Day in the week of May 12th through the 18th as National Police Week. I don't believe we voted on that.
Okay, my fault there. So that having been said, can I get a motion on that?
Mr. Chairman, I move we declare May 15th as Peace Officers Memorial Day and the week of May 12th through 18 as National Police Week.
Second the motion.
Been moved and seconded that we declare May 15th as Peace Officers Memorial Day and the week of May 12th through 18th as National Police Week. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion does carry. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. We have taken a motion and second for adjournment, so we're adjourned.